What is planning? You are writing exam. Think of it that from that perspective only. We have this much amount of syllabus to cover. These many subjects. Each subject has this much syllabus. And we have these many days till the exam happens. Okay? And exam also is stretched over a period of time. One is called prelims, the other is mains, and the third one is personality test. Okay? How do we distribute our time to consume this syllabus and apply this in the exam and get the final reward of rank? So to do this, what do we have to do? We have to plan our time. What is the resource that we have? We have time as a resource. We have skills to learn the subject as a resource. You have teachers as your resource. You have to utilize these resources in a planned manner. Today, from this hour to this hour, I'll study this particular subject. Where are we? We have to plan our resource distribution. From this day onwards, particular time, I will do this particular activity, or I'll read this particular subject. Tomorrow, I will read this subject. Within these many months, I will complete this subject. After that, I will start this subject. You have to plan your time so that you will eventually get the rank. Same planning is done with respect to how a country's resources are used for a period of time of 5 years in India. Okay? We have these resources. Okay? We have tax as income coming from the people. Okay? We have expenditure that we have to give back to people in the form of social sector initiatives, 1. In the form of infrastructure building, 2. In the form of internal security, external security. Okay? Private activities done by the country to generate more money. Right? All these activities have to be planned over a period of time. That is nothing but planning. Planning of your distribution, production and consumption of resources. We have scarce resources, we have unlimited wants. How to use the scarce resources to satisfy the unlimited wants? How to maximize the utilization of resources? All these hows are done through planning. When you apply this planning for 1 year, that is nothing but budgeting. Next, mobilization of resources. The word resources is there in the terminology itself. Mobilization is nothing but movement from one place to another place. Mobilization of resources. Okay? Movement is of 2 types. First is, you have raw materials, you have land, you have labor in different places. You have to get all of them together at one place so that you can do production. That is one kind of mobilization. The second one is, once you are done production, you have to distribute these goods and services. That is the second type of mobilization. Huh?
Forward linkages and backward.
Get it?
Forward linkages and backward.
Forward linkages, backward linkages, upstream and downstream movement. Bringing the resources together for production and distribution of the final goods and services. These are both mobilization of resources. Planning, budgeting, mobilization, these are all thinking stages of economic activity. In planning, what do? You think. In budgeting, what do? You think. You think on how to do things. Okay? In the other activities, you are applying the thinking. Okay? Next, growth and development. Growth and development. Growth is different, development is different. How? If I am growing my mental intellect, then I am growing or developing? Unanimous? If I am increasing my height, then if I am increasing my weight, if most of it is fat, then it is not growth. Okay? So here growth in terms of resources is maximum utilization, maximum productivity of coming from resources. That is growth. Maximum productivity through resources. Development is utilizing the resources to make people's lives better. To make people's lives better. The national income of country is growing, that is growth. Okay. Human resources are growing, that is development. Human resources, the number of humans are growing, growth. The skills of human is growing, development. Next, employment. Employment. What is employment in terms of resources?
Access to resources. Getting the resources. Demand.
Producing out of resources. Production out of resources.
Production out of resources. What resources are we utilizing when we employ someone? What resource? We are using human resources. For what? For growth and for development. So employment is utilizing human resources for growth and development. Utilizing human resources for growth and development. Next, inclusive growth. We have already discussed inclusion and growth that comes out of inclusive growth. You include more people, more human resources in the economic activities so that there will be more growth and development in the economy. Okay. Next, government budgeting. That is nothing but planning for 1 year. Maximum utilization of resources, where to invest, what to invest in, how to distribute these resources. That is nothing but government budgeting. Next, major crops and irrigation. Crops law, what is the resource? Identify the resource, follow it. What is
Land is limited.
in crops and irrigation? Land is limited. We have land and raw materials that are there with respect to irrigation, so there is respect to agriculture, and then in irrigation we have water, which is also limited. We have to use the limited land and limited water and get maximum utilization out of it. So the resources here are
Limited. Land and water.
Utilization of natural resources. Utilization of natural resources for maximum utility. Next, transport and marketing.
Distribution.
What is happening in transport? Movement of resources. In mobilization, what are we doing? We are bringing everything together. Production. In transport, for bringing together, we are using transport. For distribution also, we are using transport. So, movement of resources. Marketing is sale of resources. Farm subsidies and other things that are there along with farm subsidies in the syllabus, they are all part of social sector initiatives. Why do we have to give subsidies to the farmers? Maximization of resources. Okay. People will have, the farmers have limited capital, limited land, so that their final output cannot exceed a certain point. So they can't make as much profit as they can from it. So to substitute them with more amount of money, more incentive, government will give subsidies. Or for instance, solar panels are there. Okay. Solar panels are there, but not many people are buying and investing in these solar panels. So what government is doing? It is saying, you invest in them, you buy them, I will make it easily available for you. How will I make it easily available for you? By decreasing the overall price of solar panels for you. How am I doing that? Subsidizing the price. Okay. So again, utilization, maximum utilization of resources. Social sector initiatives. Technology.
Human resource.
Falls under human resource in the form of efficient usage. If you have more technology, that means you can use the the scarce resources, you can make maximum output out of it in limited time. Before industrialization, before industrial revolution, how long would it take to manufacture a shirt, let's say?
So many.
Lot of days. Okay. If it takes 1 week for one shirt before industrial revolution, after industrial revolution has happened, they can produce 500 shirts in 1 day. How is that happening? Through technology. Improvement of technology and skill. Improvement of human resources for maximum output. Right? Next, food processing. Value addition to the resources. What is happening in fruit product processing? We have taken the example of rice production.
Yes, sir.
Rice has to be packed and they have to be cleaned first before they are packed. That is nothing but processing. Okay. Wheat is there, or take that rice, instead of directly putting in the bags, I will grind it, make it into flour, rice flour. Processing. Then I have to store it somewhere until I get an order. Storage units. And then I have to distribute it. Public distribution system, PDS. What is all this? These are all value addition done to the primary resources. Value addition to the primary resources or the natural resources or agricultural resources, since it is specifically talking about food processing. Supply chain management. Again, the same thing that we have talked about just now. Paddy is being produced, rice will come out of it, rice has to be cleaned, they will either make flour out of it or they will directly pack it. Okay, and they have to store it and then distribute it. This whole chain is called supply chain. So in supply chain management, what are you doing is smooth operation of resources. Smooth operation or smooth movement of resources. Next. Utilization of natural resources again. Land reforms. We have seen feudalism in before industrial revolution. What was feudalism? Land was concentrated with few people. Okay. After feudalism has ended, distribution of that land is happening. Okay. So prior to independence, we had a lot of different types of feudal forms of land distribution. After independence is achieved, the government has decided land needs to be distributed. Wealth should not be concentrated. It has to be with more number of people. So for that sake, we have started reforms in how land is distributed. That is nothing but land reforms. We had Mahalwari system, Rayatwari system, Zamindari system. We tried to remove the consequences of those systems. Okay. So utilization of land resources. Best utilization of land resources. Next, LPG reforms. What are LPG reforms? Liberalization, privatization, globalization that happened in 1991. Okay, this is nothing but change in how these resources are regulated. Okay, so opening of markets for less regulation of resources. Next, infrastructure and transport. Man-made resources, investment models, resource collaboration between public and private entities. Resource collaboration. That's it. This is the syllabus. Okay. Although explicitly certain topics are not given. For instance, money and banking. Management of monetary resources. National income. It's like keeping a scoreboard of resources. Scoreboard on productivity of resources. What is national income? How much income has nation generated in 1 year? How will income be generated? By manufacturing goods and services. Goods and services are nothing but resources. Okay. So you're keeping a tally, you're keeping a scoreboard. How much resources are utilized in this 1 year? That is national income. Okay. So any topic that you pick in economics, you look at it from the lens of resources. Identify it, follow it. Understand it only to that extent. We don't want to become economists. Beyond that, ఏమైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే వదిలేసేయండి. Today everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Whatever we discussed so far clear. So tomorrow what we will do is we will look at certain tools that are utilized in economics to understand the flow of these resources. Like what is supply, what is demand, what is the interaction between these two things along with prices. Okay, we will see those things, and then later we will see how money functions as a resource, as a good. From there we will go to national income calculation. Then we will see agricultural sector, then industrial sector, then service sector, quaternary sector, quinary sector. After that, we will see India after independence, India's economy after independence since 1947 till date, how it has progressed. And we will see planning as part of it. We will see LPG reforms. What was the situation in 1991? What was our dependence on certain other countries that led to the situation of us having to open our doors for other countries. Okay. And the current situation of these tariffs and this tariffs war. Right now, economic topics are like on the high rise with this whole tariff war and trade war. Great time to be alive. Okay. So understand these topics well. You will be able to easily follow these current events if you get the basics right. Always follow the resources. First identify them and then follow the resources, understand the topic. When you read the newspaper article, mostly it will be about tariffs only these days. What are they talking about? What is a tariff? It is nothing but tax. It's a different name for a tax. On what resource is this tariff being imposed? What is the consequence of it? Simple, that's it. If you understand that, the whole drama of the 25% or 100% tariffs that we are being threatened with, you will understand that. Okay? How the interaction happens between two economies with respect to the resources. Which resource? As simple as that. It is just that there will be certain words and terminologies used in the articles that you are not aware of yet. You will get awareness of it, then you will understand it. Clear? Let's end the class here.